Alexa, stop. Good afternoon and hello. Alexa has been yelling at me for the last 3 minutes. Okay. Um, I just want to give it a few seconds and then we're going to jump in. Good afternoon. Hello. How are you? Hi. Ah, how's your day going? I'm going to shake it out because I am like, woo, so excited to talk to you guys today. Seriously. Such a good topic and I'm excited. Yeah. Okay, good. I love that energy is oozing out of me. That is perfect. That is perfect. I'm going to shake a little off so that I just will like slow down because I am just ready to run on this. Um, just a little bit about me. I was a teacher and like all of my teacher planning always happened up here. I dreamt about it, I slept about it, I ate about it, like everything. So like it's just here. But we're going to have a great session. We're going to give it just 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, I think. Um, and let me grab this. Oh, dead space. If you guys want to come off mute, it's okay. Welcome, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And I have stuff in the chat I'm going to need to remember to jump over. Oh, I feel that, Alexander. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Roy. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Katya. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Magda. I hope I said that right. Magda. Yeah. Okay. Tammy and Paula and Marianne. I said you twice. Hi. Raina, Roy, Alexander, Robin. Alexander. Yes, let's get a Firefly note taker in here. Isabel, Alexander Pite. Hi, Tracy Poe. Hello, Victoria. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. Our 2 minutes is up. So let's roll in. Let's roll in. Okay, good. And let's share. Okay, you're going to see the ugly first. No, you cannot see the ugly first. Okay. Ta-da. And ta-da. Okay, now I'm ready to share. Okay. Whew. Welcome to Make Your Classifieds Posts Work Harder for You. Everything that I'm going to say today is not, absolutely not about please post more, please post harder, please post and 10,000 things for you to do. I really want to bring it back down to literally 3 tweaks that are going to make all the difference in how you are posting on the classifieds. And let me bring this up. Okay, this is fun. I am not going to be in the chat because I need to focus. There's so many moving parts with one screen. Okay. So today what we are going to do, orientation and expectations. We're just going to roll in. Here are the 6 things that I want to talk about and try to stay focused. If there's a question, I would love it if you would put it in the chat so that at the end, there will be a section where we should have plenty of time to do Q&A. Okay. We should have plenty of time to do Q&A. So I want to make sure that your questions get answered. Or you can hold them and then like start just throwing them into the chat, or when we can come off mute. Okay. I'm really okay with all of those options, and I will go back up through the chat and find your questions. Okay. And I do need to do this. I don't like not seeing people. Okay. After this workshop, what I want you to be able to do is write classifieds posts that get you found outside of school. Turn discovery into conversion without posting more, and know exactly what to change in your next post. As Shannon mentioned, I have done probably over 200 ratings of classifieds posts since I became moderator in the classifieds, because I really wanted to. This was already bothering me. And let me slow down. Let me slow myself down. My name's Faith, and if you don't know me, I was a teacher for 20 years. I am so used to, and it is my superpower, to be able to read a room. And so I can step into spaces and see how the energy is flowing, where people start to drop off, how people move through spaces. I just am, it's a superpower, I swear. I have spent the last year and a half adminning communities, building the technical side of communities for other people, building communities after community after community for myself, because I'm a little addicted to Skool. I have also spent time being a growth operator for clients, and I've seen a lot. And I should also put, like, I have been through about 200 plus Skool communities over the almost 2 years that I have been on Skool. So I've seen some things. I know some things. I'm very good at noticing what I notice and knowing in my knowingness that that's what I noticed. So, and then just a quick heads up. This is absolutely a free workshop. You are not expected to pay anything for this workshop. You are absolutely going to get massive value out of today. And I'm not just saying that. I have been contemplating this the entire month of January. So if you can just imagine my wheels turning and constantly like being on about this topic, I'm going to try not to like shoot you with a fire hose and allow you to drink from it, because that doesn't really help you to implement when we leave. Okay. But I also want to say, in true Rachel Peterson style, there is an offer at the end for anyone who wants to implement everything faster. I have put tools together that I have been using, the frameworks that I know work because I've used them on my own SEO. I've used them on other platforms. I'm well aware that they work, and they will work inside of the classifieds. And I'll show you a little bit later. I will show you how that has worked. Okay. I want to talk to you first and foremost about public school communities. When you have a public school community, and especially classifieds, this community is full of owners, and Shannon is very particular about the owners that she lets in. If you've ever been on a call or a conversation with her, she says that she practically denies more people than she lets into the classifieds. And I have not had a chance to actually ask her how she determines that, because that's her. And I want her to be free in that. I just know that she is very particular in who she lets in. What that means is that everyone inside of the classifieds is an owner. And my analogy for this is you are living in a neighborhood where everyone owns their own shop. And you can go over to the crystal shop, and you can go over to the sewing shop, and you can go over to everywhere else, but you have a shop to run. They have a shop to run. So if you are posting inside of Skool Classifieds as if this community is who your members are, you're posting wrong. I say that with the utmost love. You are posting wrong because this is a public school community. Public means that posts are indexed. The really cool thing about Skool as a platform, every post. Oh, let me mute everyone. I'm so sorry to do this. Okay. And then I will unmute you as it's time for Q&A. It's for the recording. Public posts are indexed on Google, which is such a good thing for you. I will show you later. I will probably show you now. Each post has its own URL, but it's not just a post that has its own URL. Every comment has its own URL. Every classroom course page inside of each course, every course page, every folder, all of your calendar events all have their own URL. That's why it's easy to copy the link and send it to someone and say, here's the calendar invite. We want to use that to our advantage. And Google and all of the other spaces outside of Skool are using that to our advantage too. I want you to know the power of the room that you stand in. The other thing is that Skool's domain already has trust. What that looks like is it has high traffic. People are already coming here. People are already like going and posting other places. Every YouTube channel that has a link to someone's Skool community creates a backlink back and forth between external. And I don't want to get too heavy in the sauce here, but when you are posting your YouTube on your Skool Classifieds, when you are posting your Skool link in your YouTube channel, it is creating an authority link. YouTube has authority. Skool has authority. And because those two are now linked with links that are showing each other to themselves, okay? When you are doing that, that is creating such authority and trust within the World Wide Web, okay? If you were to start your own post, like your own blog, let's go this way. If you were to post your own blog and start your own website, your website has your authority that you build in. But if you have 2 posts to 5 posts, that blog does not have the same level of authority that Skool does, that YouTube does, that LinkedIn does for that matter, okay? And because everything is indexable, everything has its own URL, there's so much trust and authority here. And I could go on for this, but I'm next, because I don't want to get too deep. I promise that this was not about SEO, and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on SEO because that's not the important part. It's how to use the power you have available. The discovery mindset that I want to talk about. When you are posting in the classifieds, I want you to be the answer. So at 2 a.m., and literally this happens to me every night because my mind just goes. People are up at 2 a.m. because they can't sleep. They have anxiety. I don't know why I'm getting tired in the afternoon. Man, I really want to be more regulated. I need to lose weight. Like all the questions, right? And they start to surface between 11 o'clock and 2 a.m. and sometimes 5 a.m. 1 to 2 a.m. is usually when I am on chat asking chat questions that my mind is just like going crazy with. And what you want to be is the answer to that 2 a.m. question. Okay. Inside your post, you want to write for humans, not experts. Okay. And when you do that and you use keywords to do that, you will become the answer to the 2 a.m. question. They are not saying, how do I get my blood sugar to stop spiking? That's not what they're searching. They're searching, like, why do I crash in the afternoon? Right? They are not searching regulation. They are not searching, how do I become regulated instead of wired? Right? That's not how they're asking. They're asking, like, why do I fly off the handle at this thing that I didn't want to fly off the handle at? Right? And so we become human when we start thinking about how our customers, our members, future members are actually talking about the problem that they have. And so those questions really drive what we should be posting inside of the classifieds. Okay. And we're going to pause before I move on because I really like, this is a soapbox and a hill I could die on. Please, please, please stop posting like this is social media. This is a space for authority. And when posts like social media are posted out, Google does not see that as authority. It's not answering the question that you are trying to answer. It's actually killing your reach. The second thing that I really, really want to stop seeing is copying your about page or a similar style copy. Your about page is where the about page copy should live on purpose, because that is your landing page for Skool. That is your sales page, if you will. You really want to stack that with keywords. And I don't want to get off onto about pages either, but you want to stack your about page with keywords so that even when they are searching for that problem, not only is AI and Google and Bing and everywhere else that you can be searchable, those are picking up on what your copy says about what people are searching for. Okay. This one right here, step 3, number 3 is like my biggest pet peeve. DM for the link, comment X to get Y. Please stop doing that. Your link should be visible in every post, every time. If you don't, it's like having a party and you locked the door and turned off the lights. I want you to know what problem I solve. I don't want you to come. Okay. DM me for the link and comment X to get Y. Your customers are outside of the classifieds. They cannot get into the classifieds to DM you for the link. They cannot comment on a public community because they are outside. The only people who can comment are the people that are inside, owners. If you could just give me a thumbs up in the chat, do you totally understand what I'm saying? Because literally, this right here, again, hill I will die on. When you do that and you do not post your link directly, what happens is I can't get to your, I now have to click. And here comes all the friction that comes with, I have to go find you. I have to click your profile. If I'm not familiar with Skool, now I have to click your profile and there's too much information that is above the fold, if you will, because if they don't scroll down, they're going to see your activity bar, they're going to see your information, they're going to see your personal bio, or maybe your, no, they're going to see your personal bio. They are going to have to scroll down to find your group. And the group that you just posted about might be your second or third group. My first group on my profile is mock-up. I don't want anyone going to mock up, but people keep on joining it. That is going to be the first group that is showing in my discovery or on my personal profile. Where I really want people to go is my school reviews. And what I will start posting inside of the classifieds is about school reviews. That's where I want people going. But if they're not familiar with school, they're not going to know that that post was about that community. They're going to go to mockup, they're going to try to join, and I just lost a member into the group that I wanted. Okay. We don't want to lose members before they actually get to your about page. We want to point them there. Okay. Enough of that. I will step down. Curiosity hooks with no payoff. I think I'm enough said with that. And if we need clarification, I will go grab some clarification and show you what I mean. The last thing, expert to expert language and teaching everything in one post. This is where it gets good. Okay. We're going to do a little exercise here. And I just want you to like take a deep breath in. And I want you to just let it out because we're going to feel with our body here. Okay. I want you to read this post. Now, you don't have to get through the whole thing. You could probably stop right about here. Give me a 1 in the chat if you know exactly what this is talking about. Anybody know exactly what this is talking about? Give me a 2 and tell me where the post lost you. Okay, some of you do. Some of you do. I like it. If you were a 2, I want you to tell me, where did this post lose you? What word was it that you were like, done, right? Lost at word 4 on the second line. Yeah, absolutely. Lost me at the first line. Now, if I string those words together, I know what mitochondria is because I was a high school teacher and I helped kids with biology, right? I don't know what postprandial, I don't know what that is. I know what glucose is, but I'm not trying to put those 2 words together. And I want you to just take a second. And as you read this, like, how did you feel? Where did it land in your body? And what did your body do when you started reading this? Put that in the chat. Sarah said, I do know, however, the first few words were like, ew, right? I didn't come here to read, what is it? What is the medical website? MD.com or whatever. Yeah, you need to be an expert. Yeah, exactly. And somebody said, I felt dumb. Me too, seriously, when I read this. And I was like, no. Oh, Victoria says, I am a biologist. So yeah, you probably understand all of this. But would you put this into your, yeah, and we say like, ew, ugh, right? It feels heavy. It feels so heavy. And so this is not something I came here to read. I did not come to read or see like this level of information. And when you do this level of information, you have already lost everyone. Even if someone is saying, oh, hey, this is my area of expertise, and I would love to talk about nutrition, wellness, metabolic processes within my body. I would love to talk about that. But is that what you came here to read? So let's try the next one. Again, let's reset. Take a deep breath in. Blow it out through your nose slow. Let's just get a body reset. I want you to just notice your feet on the floor, okay? We are grounded. We are here. Here is the next one that I want you to read. What things do you notice about this post and this copy? In fact, let's do this. Okay, you should be able to unmute. If you actually want to unmute and tell me, that would be amazing. This is a lot to read and I don't want to miss anything. Oh, that's a good one. Tammy said it talks at you instead of to you for the previous post. Somebody said this would turn me off. Goodbye. Same.
If it's better than the last one, but now I'm just hungry and I only read like the first paragraph, so I'm not too sure what it was trying to get me to do, but I'm hungry now.
You're hungry now? Maybe that's what it was trying to get you to do. Yeah. This to me, not just that it made me hungry, because I thought, ooh, scrambled eggs, and toast and an apple with peanut butter for breakfast. And then I was thinking about how that breakfast sandwich made me feel 2 hours later, like just a lump in my stomach, right? Your body, yeah, it starts with a clear, simple question. Great. That is a great thing to notice. It has short paragraphs. It's easier to read. Very good. Oh, that first one. Thank you for pointing that out, Katya. It was written by AI. Um, it was written by ChatGPT. And, I have been working with ChatGPT and I have to catch myself from sounding like ChatGPT now because I catch myself saying the same things as I'm writing or I'm talking, and I'm starting to say the same things that Chat does. And I've had to back away from. And so thank you for bringing that up because I also want to say another hill I will die on now that I didn't want to die on last year. I am starting to write all of my posts, no matter how messy, no matter how ugly, no matter how like all over the place I am, or I will get on and say, this is what I want my post to say. I want you to word for word tell me what I said, organize it, but leave my words exactly as they are, and then show me how I could reorganize so that my post is still my original words, but now it's polished and it's organized because I can be all over the place a lot. I'm so glad that you also mentioned that this, let's get out of this so that I can, this one is of information. There's just a large block of information. It is hard for my eyes to read it. It is very hard. And thank you for adding that in the chat because this is broken up to smaller pieces. I don't feel so exhausted and my eyes aren't getting as tired trying to follow the lines. Whether you have dyslexia or you have ADHD or you're a normal, typical brain person, this kind of text right here allows your brain to stop and rest, your eyes to stop and rest and say, what did that information say? So it's natural reading and it helps. And then I want to go back into the chat and make sure I grabbed everything because you guys really had some great comments here. My brain hurts. Mine. Ooh, I love all the chat. Okay. Yeah, and Claude sounds some other way, right? Oh, the image doesn't match the copy. Tell me about that. Hey, Raina, would you mind to come off of mute and tell me what you mean by that?
Well, it's just sort of doesn't kind of match like the food orientation of the post. Like I
Uh-huh.
guess the second one. I
Okay.
guess yeah. So I mean, I guess it's showing community and people are having a good time and everything, but it's more about like for me what you should be eating and food guides and things, and these people are just kind of hanging out, taking pictures. I don't know. For me, it
Yeah,
doesn't match.
it doesn't match, right? And so I don't want to just throw stuff on there,
Hmm.
right? If I'm going to add a YouTube short or a YouTube long form, I want my copy to actually match what's in that YouTube. I don't want to just say, oh, this one's a good one today, right? I actually want to add a post that matches that YouTube content. I want to match an image to that content. Very good. Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. If you guys can help me, if there was another one I missed, because there's a lot in here and it's really good. Chat does learn about you and your style, but even when I have made, and I have several voice, I have said, what's my voice? And then as my voice has changed, what is my voice now? Give me something that I could throw into another chat completely separate from here to make sure that my voice matches. But even when I do that, it still does not match my voice. It does not match the way I would put things. It can get close, but it's still not me. And I would just be careful because people are getting very fatigued of AI written posts, and that actually kills your credibility in some ways because I can tell that AI wrote that. And so it's not you. True fun facts. I actually got in an argument with AI on a schooler's post last year, and it took me three different back and forths to realize the reason I kept getting more and more angry is because it was chat I was arguing with. It was not the person. And the person was not trying to hear me. And that's why they put their messages through chat, because they weren't trying to hear me. They were trying to come against my argument or against what I was trying to share as like, this is why I feel the way I feel. And that was not happiness. Here is the most, we're going to transition a little bit, and I jump lanes, so forgive me. Please jump the track with me. I want to jump lanes and start talking about post frameworks, okay? And I want to start with titles, because it's not just your copy that is important. It is your title that is absolutely important. I want to show you a post that I made inside of Mockup, which is my community. And I want to show you something. This is a post I made last night. Can you guys see the URL bar?
Yeah.
Can you give me a, yeah, okay. What is the title of this post?
Check the URL. This is only a test.
What is the URL of this post?
School.com/testing 2196
Blah, blah, blah.
/da da da da.
How to stop the 2 p.m. crash and feeling tired all the time. I want to tell you that your title does not have to be the same, but you really want to start optimizing your URL for the answer to the question that your people are going to search for. If I have this as my title for my post, and someone went to chat and said, man, I'm tired all the time. I just feel like I'm crashing at 2 p.m. How do I stop the 2 p.m. crash or 3 p.m. crash? I'm tired all the time. Okay. When I search school public community SEO workshop, what's the first thing that came up? This workshop is about SEO for the classifieds. And why? I didn't say that until now. Now, is somebody really going to go and search for like SEO workshop classifieds? No, they're not. But they might be asking about a public school community SEO, how to do it. Now, the next thing that came up, and I had to rub this a little dirt in, a little salt in the wound, because this is my friend Marson's post that came up next. And he's already talked about school SEO in public groups. Now, that's that they had their first public member add and join from there. Okay. When your title is the answer to the question that people are looking for, you are going to have a much better time being seen on Google in AI, because your title of your post is already part of the permanent URL for answering the question that people are naturally looking for. Okay. Let's go back. Your titles, and actually I was not, let me know if you can still see this. I want to show you guys a couple that I ran across last night. And this is not to pick on anyone. This is literally to just show you that when I'm looking down through posts and I look at posts and what's working, clarity turns interest into income. Do I know what that is about? No. As I look down what these are, let me get you guys out of the way so I can scroll. As I look down through what this is, does your business foundation feel wobbly? Does that tell me what you're going to talk about and who's looking for that? Okay. Stop feeding the marketing monster from a bunch of baskets or buckets. Am I actually going to look for how to stop feeding the marketing monster? Or am I going to look for how can I stop paying Google? How can I stop paying Meta? How can I stop paying YouTube for ads? Right? That's really what I'm looking for. So we want to make sure that those titles are keyword heavy. They are answering the long tail keywords that you have. Here's the next thing that I want to show you. As far as titles and keywords, okay? I want to go into chat. Ugh. Okay. I want to pull in. Give me just a second. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Hold music. How are we doing so far? Am I pushing a fire hose? Have I been feeding you with the fire hose yet? Are we okay?
No, you're good. It's great.
Okay.
I'm soaking you in.
Okay, good. Okay, so Let's get chat out of the way and let's go back to chat. So here's what I want to do with the classifieds. And I'm using the classifieds just because we all know it. We're all here. Okay. And this, again, was not to pick on people's posts. I really want you to be aware of like, and you're going to start being more aware in the classifieds of people's titles and your titles and how to do them. Let's grab this about page. I want to grab all of the about page copy. And this is a tool that is, okay, I said at the end, I would tell you what is about the toolbox and the offer, but this is part of the toolbox that I am offering at the end. This is a prompt that is your AI plus about page for keywords. It is a full prompt. It is a very robust prompt, and it's going to give us a lot of information, okay? What in the... No, chat. Erg. Okay, hold on. Let's just see what it gives us. Okay, let me go grab that again. How annoying. Let's get PDF. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so the audience clarity, who your audience is actually like coming up and saying. And so we want to like basically compare this. School owners who actively want visibility, that is absolutely the classifieds. People who already have something to promote, absolutely the classifieds. A community, content, or collaboration. If you know it has to be a community, she does allow, if you own a community, to offer your like extra services as long as you have a course inside of the classroom tab. But all of these things are true so far. If we keep on reading what this is, who this is not for: someone without a school group or offer, passive lurkers with no intent to post, those uncomfortable with public visibility or searching index. That is absolutely true. Here's the offer clarity. And then I've asked it to come up with 20 core keywords that someone might be looking for. These are keywords that you actually want to have inside of your about page and inside your copy. If you were to post about how to use the classifieds or why you would want to join the classifieds, you're going to take this exact same information and use it for your community. How do I become visible in the classifieds as evergreen content that gets people seeing what I'm talking about, joining my community, so on and so forth? Here are 20 long tail keywords. Here are 20 questions someone might ask Google or AI. Pain point mapping. Emotional language and signals. Exclusions and avoidance signals, like what they don't want. So we're not promoting hustle culture, growth hacks, spam blasts, cold pitching, DM funnels, all of those things. That's not who we are over here. Okay. And I'm going to stop the share. Is this helpful? Do you see how this could be very useful? Give me the little to-do or a heart emoji reaction, please. Yes. And then let's come over and stop the share. and start sharing again. Hey, you guys, it's time. It's time. You know what time it is? Let me tell you what time it is. It is time to jump into the big stuff. I mean, this was all big stuff already. Okay, next, our post frameworks. Obviously, you need a title because school requires you to have a title. I don't want you to post more. I want you to post more intentionally. What I need you to know about this is that hooks, it's okay to have a hook as your first line that says, if you're a school community owner, it calls out the person that you're trying to help. It doesn't always have to be an if you or if this. It could be any kind of hook that hooks the reader, because as you saw in our Google search, when we went to Google and tried to find something, the information that is in the first 100 words is what someone else is going to see when they bring up your search results. And you have just a few seconds for them to glance through and see if this answers your question. Okay. Inside of the post body and down farther past the 100 words, that's where I really want you to start talking to a human. I want you to use the keywords naturally so that it doesn't feel like we're just jamming that thing full of keywords. We want to use keywords naturally. And then we always want to include your link. Always, always, always include the link. I've already over and over. I hope that you guys know we include our links on every post. Okay. We are going to use keywords naturally so that they can start to identify the question that they had, the reasons that they're coming to find this information, and how it applies to them, how they see it. Okay. And then the main thing that I really want to talk about, and this is why I hate using PowerPoint, keywords in your about page copy, but also we want AI to do all the work. And so one of the post frameworks that you can use that will pick up on AI the best, and really, like, you really want to know that AI is really lazy. So we want to give them information, and it is okay not only to tell them that you're the authority, show up as the authority, then we want you to have other ways to say that you're the authority. In the comments section, when you give a soft call to action or engagement style question that gets people, I hate the word engagement, conversing, right? We want a conversational question at the end of the post so that anyone within the classifieds who actually does have questions about what you're doing, they are adding to your authority. And when you go to someone else's post and ask something about what they do, ask something about how they operate, like what kind of whatever, what other breakfasts would you suggest to replace my one meal for the day that is a real meal? What other kind of recipes or suggestions would you have for a breakfast that is on the go, right? That allows that person to comment back and begin to build the authority of what their post was about. So I'm bringing back our like hard post and our really easy flow post. And so being able to comment something that asks about what was in that copy, you are helping someone else create the authority. And that is why Shannon keeps on saying, go and comment on other people's things. The trouble that I have found when wanting to go and comment on other people's things, I cannot comment on your about page copy. I cannot comment on landing page or funnel copy. You're giving me nothing to latch onto, and I have to work 3 times as hard to help you be the authority on your post. I want AI to do all of the work. I want you to do less work. I want you to give a listicle that says the top 3 reasons why, 2 reasons you should, 5 types of, 4 things you need to do this Four things you need to do this weekend. Okay. Listicles, even if it's a short little bullet point and then a short like tagline underneath of it about what that is about, that is allowing AI to see that you know what you're talking about. Okay. So your listicle, I'm not going to give you all of the post frameworks today because we are at the 10-minute mark to the workshop being over, but I do have the frameworks available in the toolkit again, and that is available. And I've put them all in one place. That's the whole point of all of this, is I just want you to have one place to come grab some resources. Another resource that I have inside of the toolkit is a rating system. So as I mentioned, I have been going through the classifieds posts and I have been rating them for what the post is, how the post rated. And so there's actually a prompt inside of the toolkit that shows you and gives you the rating for SEO, the rating for GEO. It will tell you what specific something is being done really well in your copy and what are the 3 tweaks that will get you the biggest wins and biggest rank up in SEO and GEO. Okay. And so I wanted to make sure to mention that. Your post, now I'm not saying this is perfect. This was yesterday in the car. But if you'll notice, and this is the other thing I want to point out while we're here, you'll see that I made free online workshop. I should have made that a little bit longer and said what the workshop was about. I did say make your classifieds posts work harder for you, aka posting once and letting it compound. I should have made this the link so that Google knows, oh, that's the workshop link, or that's the name of a post, or that's the name of where we're going. Okay, I did say add it to your calendar here, which says, hey, here's the calendar link. So Google knows that's going to send them to a calendar link. And then join through group, that's going to the classifieds because it's right around. Join, not in the classifieds yet, join in the free group to access. So it tells where it's going. And so your post links at the bottom need to tell Google and AI where that link is going. Okay, so using like a longer tail keyword type or answering the question. If you want to know more about yada yada, join the free group or join the community here so that Google and AI and all other searchable places that you can be found are like know exactly where that goes. Okay. I know that I have missed so much because I just got too excited about things. Let me go back down. Okay, I told you that. I was really excited. Please break up your text. I don't need to go through, I went through that so much. Okay. Do you guys have time? I have a little bit of extra time if you're willing to stay and you have questions. Before we go through that, and I shift to questions because I have a feeling you guys probably have questions and I would be happy to answer. The next steps. I have a VIP toolkit that is in the classifieds. Let me grab the link. Oh, I can just grab the link here. Hello. Let's just do that. And I'm going to throw it into the chat. What this is a toolkit. It has multiple things in there, and I'm telling you that I have so many other things to pull out of what I have already done. It is $67 today. It includes the keyword research prompt and tool guide and advanced posting frameworks. So I was going to show 2 today. I made it to the listicle, but there are 10 different posting frameworks. And I did give you the framework that I want every post. I want to see every post in the classifieds have this specific something, a title, a hook, and the first 100 words are your most important copy. Then underneath that, I want you to talk to the human. I want you to add keywords in naturally, and always, always, always at the bottom, include a link to where you want them to go. If you don't tell them, they won't go there. Okay. That is the posting framework that I want you to follow inside the classifieds that will already bump your SEO rating up because you're using those keywords and you are talking to a human. On social media, this is what I really wanted to say also. On social media, we are so used to doing billboard style posts that are just like massive, like, here's my information. And it becomes its own landing page now. And we're no longer talking human to human. That is the whole point and purpose of why this platform was built. Community is missing in the world today. And the more that you can speak like a human and come across as a human and just be human, the more that you are going to be recognized for being human, okay? The more you are going to be recognized for being human, because people are starting to recognize when it's AI written. People are starting to like, oh, wait, I don't think that picture is real. Let me go check that picture by actual news sources that I believe, right? So the more and more that we have to start filtering things through, is this AI that created it? The more that your voice is going to stand out on its own and be its own beacon and signal that people are listening for. Okay, I'm going to stop the share and I want to go back into the chat. Your title should be SEO focused, absolutely. And hook as the first line. Think about your first line as the scroll stopper. And like on social media, you would have a hook that's kind of a scroll stopper. I would normally, in your own community, I would say that all of your post titles need to be scroll stopping in the notifications. Because as I scroll through the thousands, I wake up to about 100 notifications in the morning, easily 100. I have, probably shouldn't tell you this, that I have on Skool, I have 7,724 notifications on my Skool app right now. Yes, I know. I see you're cringing. Yes, that's exactly. Yes. So literally I go through the first post till I see the last post that I saw before I went to bed last night. I go through those and I go through anyone who mentioned me. I want to go through the mentions first, but after that, and I'm starting to look down my list of like who posted what, I'm looking to see and like get hooked in that notification. Once you put your URL, I did that in the mock-up as an example of how horrible my title was once I changed it, because I had already put my URL and like clicked so that the title became my URL for that post. Then I edited the post and made my title something completely, I mean, horrible, awful, on purpose, so that you could see your URL will still stay there. So now you could actually go into your post and make more of a title that has to do with what your community would want to read. It doesn't mean that your community will get a new notification, but inside of your community, it would. I just went off on a tangent. That's fun. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay. Will there be a replay? Yes. In about 72 hours. And I think, Raina, the replay will be posted inside my classroom in the classifieds in 72 hours. And I'm also posting it on my community, the mockup community. Please no, not go join that. It's a public community on purpose. You don't have to join to get stuff, okay? And I'm trying to get rid of it. Raina, yeah, go.
So I clicked on your link and the toolkit looks great. It does still have a $37 price, but then it also has the checkout as 67. So I guess it's just switched over during this workshop to the 67.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you
Okay.
for letting me know. I'll go fix that
No,
on
no
my
worries.
CRM.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more quick question, if I may. The prompt, that's part of the toolkit, not part of this workshop, correct?
The prompt is part of the one that I did the document for. That
Mhm.
is part of the toolkit.
Awesome.
That is part of the toolkit.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Okay, questions. I might have missed this earlier. How do we edit the URL to have it read what we want for search? You cannot edit the URL. So the very first time that you are putting the title, if I was to go into the classifieds, and I'm not going to go into the classifieds because I was afraid Shannon was going to be like, moderate. So I did it. That's why I did it on my mockup community instead. But if I go over to, let's just go here. If I go to my mockup community, which is public, and I start a new post, and I want to title that post, how to create evergreen content from a public school community. To be determined. Okay, that is my post title right now. I'm going to select a category and say SEO. I'm going to hit post. That's how my URL just got generated. Okay, now I would go right back in and edit. And now I don't recommend not putting your post together. I would put your post together first and then go back, and if you want to go back in and change the title to something that's more human friendly within the classifieds. Someone would probably ask if you are on if you've ever had a Shopify. And I only cringe because that's usually what people are trying to get you to sign up for inside of the DMs. I love Shopify. I have used it before. I currently have a different CRM. But if you are on Shopify or other sites like that and you have an SEO space, there's a description and then there's like the tag or title line. And so this is allowing you to have an SEO title line or tagline for your post. And you do not have to keep it that way. Is this making sense? Yeah, okay. I had one person. Okay, one person said this makes sense. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Is it fine to have hyperlinks in the text copy? Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. Yes. You do not want your post. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Your URL that you post in there is yours. When you use your invite link on your community, it really doesn't matter because you are the reference. You are not going to get affiliate commission for your own community, obviously. But when you put that reference and you put the long, ugly link, and I do mean ugly, that reference shows up. And for people who know about affiliate links, that REF being there and the long tail on the end is a clear sign that that is an affiliate link. Okay. It's easier if you just put your URL for your community /about or /plans. If you want to offer people your plans, I would send them to your plans page, not your about page. I do think that there's an issue with that if you have a freemium community, but I would not put the long, ugly link. I would absolutely hyperlink it. It's a cleaner copy and it tells Google where your link is going to instead of Google having to click that and figure out where it's going. If so, then it's also paramount to make sure what's linked is something that's also public. Yes. Oh, okay. I missed people hopping off. So our first title becomes the URL. Yes, Roy, that does. Like in your first example of your post asking whatever the question was, but the URL said what you would want users to search on Google. That is what users are searching on Google. And so it only helps for you to be found when your title, your URL title actually says what they're searching. You can edit the title in the post later, yes. Okay, awesome. I don't want to keep you. I just thought if you had questions, I would be more than happy to like unmute and just ask them. Yeah, and Diana said it does only work for tiers, not freemium. So if you have a freemium community with tiers in place, it will not allow them to go to the plan. So I would just send them to the about page. Whew. Questions, comments, thoughts, salutations. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. Are there any lingering questions that I could give you? Thank you, Claudia. Claudio, sorry. I really hope that this was helpful. And I just feel like I was trying to get so much into the hour to make sure that you got everything that I found. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, I just want to give absolutely, Roy. A little bit of wait time if anyone has questions or there's something that you want to know. In fact, we could open that up. We could open that up and just if there's anything that you want to know about classifieds that would help make your posts work better for you. I might not have gotten to it all. I tried. Okay, you guys, I wanted to give enough wait time. It's making you contemplate a public community. Would you mind, or can you come off mute, Tori, and tell me what kind of community that you have? Or add it to the chat. Whichever is more convenient. Or should I just answer that? Public versus private. If your community is private, the only thing that people can see from the outside is your about page. That's it. If you are on tiers and you do your community name /plans, they can see your plans to decide what level they want to purchase into to come into your group. And as soon as they hit join group, they'll be able to see your tiers anyway, because they'll have to choose what level they want to join at. A public community, like, hear me well, everything. If you don't have anything locked down within your classroom, if you don't have your now school lives, you cannot join a school live from outside of a public group. However, I can join a Zoom link from outside of a public group without actually joining that group. So on the calendar, if you have a Zoom link or a Google Meet, that will allow them to join from outside the community without actually being inside the community. But everything, and I do mean everything except your map and your members list, is visible outside of your community with a public community. Now, why that is so good is because it becomes a specific and a permanent blog with much more authority than starting a WordPress blog, because you're on this platform which already has the authority, and it lowers that we don't really know you, but you're starting something and now you have to ramp up to get the authority. And then it already gives you the authority. You're splitting your current community. Actually, that's a really unique use case. If you split your community and have the free be your public facing, and it is trust building and it is warming up your audience to be able to see what you are posting, that is an excellent use case to have a $9 free community that allows you to warm up your audience. The only thing that I found over the last year and a half of trying to get people to ascend into that offer, be very careful that your free space does not become a funnel and feel like a funnel. You'll need to add value in there that gives value without it feeling like it's a funnel into your paid offer, because that starts to feel icky to some people, and you will lose some of your audience. Now, if you lose some of your audience and you're like, I polarized that on purpose, I didn't want tire kickers or, people that are just like checking me out. If you're really trying to warm up an audience and give value that will like give first wins, okay, your first course doesn't fit with DIY. Oh, that's a good use case. But then creating that space for warmth, right? And then, I mean, that's another thing is like, when you have two communities, that first space, if the next community or the next something is, FTC, yeah, that's a big thing. If you have two communities and you are actually like, that beginning community is what people need to know to be able to be ready for what's in your paid offer, that's a really good use case as well. And definitely, you cannot promise, right? Alexander can help with this. You cannot promise earnings or wages. You cannot say, I'm going to help you make, now people are doing this, it is not FTC compliant, but you cannot guarantee or promise future wages out of any offer. I'm going to help you make $10,000 a month. No, but I can help you get your first 10 clients. I can help you with that. Now, whether that first 10 clients comes through in 2 months or 6 months or 3 years. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, you guys, it is 13 minutes after, and I want to honor your time. If there are no more questions, I'm going to jump off for today. I am always available. My DMs are always open. My internet connection is generally stable. My DMs are always open. You are more than welcome to send me a DM and ask any questions that you have that come up later from this workshop. I'd be happy to answer anything that you want help with. Okay? You guys have a great day, and we will see you on the other side.